In this video, let's look at the user profile service on how we can use that and display the logged in user name to a people picker and display the user's manager in another people picker. So let's look at the first example of displaying the logged in user name. So yeah, I have placed a people picker control here and just making few cosmetic changes to the people picker, and I'll click on a blank cell and create a new rule, and that will actually create a form load rule. You can see the trigger, it's form load, and I've given it a name form load. Now I'm going to add a action, and in the action I'm going to say that people picker dot user dot value equals to, and I'm going to select the user variable section where you have the user profile available as one of the options, and you have all the properties, that's attributes of the user profile displayed on the third list box, and I have selected the user profile of logged in username here. So you can see that rule has come here, and if I go to preview, you can see that it has populated the logged in username. Now let's look at the second scenario where you have to read the manager's name of a specific user. So firstly, I have placed a text box control here, and I'm just giving it a name txt username. So whatever username that you type into this text box, that will be used to read the manager name. I mean, manager of that particular user will be populated in another people picker control. So the values, I'm just using a text box here because just to show you that you don't always need a people picker to read values from the user profile. So the first control is the username, and now we have the second control, which is a button, and I'm just giving it a text get manager. So when the user clicks on this button, we are going to read the manager of that particular user typed into the username. Now let's place a people picker control, and I'm going to give this people picker name called PPL manager. So this control is basically going to display the manager of the user name that's typed into the txt username text box. So I'm just making few changes to the styles of the manager people picker. So once I'm done with this people picker property changes, then I can move on to the rule. So what I'll do is I'll select the button and create a new rule, so that the button is the trigger for that particular rule. So the rule name is get manager, and I'll add a new action to this, and similar to the previous rule that we have written, I'm going to have say that people picker manager dot value equals to, and from the user profile section under the variables, I'm going to select manager attribute. So user profile of manager. I'm going to add a second parameter to this, and that would be the username. So whichever username that you have typed into the txt username, you're passing it as a second parameter, and you're reading the manager attribute from the user profile. So now we have the rule ready, and I'll just click done, and we'll look at the action and click on the preview button. Basically it's going to trigger the rule when you click on the button. So I'm going to type in the first username, ClaySys /Jitu, and click on the manager name, and you can see it has populated the manager name. Now let's change the name in the text box and click on the get manager button again, and you can see it has populated the manager of the second user.